Namaste, everybody. It is such a great pleasure to share with you all whatever little knowledge I have. A very warm welcome to all of you. So from now on, we'll be starting this sessions where we discuss things about specifically related to digestive health. So nowadays, we all experience so many health issues, but when we go to the root, every problem is connected to our gut health. So I felt the need to first address the gut health issues so that we can correct ourselves, whatever it may be the issue. And these sessions will be around 20 to 30 minutes that I will be speaking, and we can have the question and answer discussion. So since this is the first session, we'll have the introductory part because it is completely based on the 5 elements. And so a little bit of introduction, and then from the next session, we'll get into specific to the digestive problems and questions. So before we begin, we'll start with the prayer. Parabrahma Arambham Parashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Maharshi Kapilacharya Kritagno Medinipatihi Tripadastridasadhyaksho Mahashringakritantakritim. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarva Amaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha. So all the information that I provide here is completely based on my experience, and it's whatever experiments I have done with my own body, with the diet, with other pranayam and other techniques, and it's not any kind of medical consultation. So all the knowledge that I'm presenting here comes from Unify Shakti Foundation, the founder of which is Dr. Pradeep Chalil. He is the founder of, at present, he is the founder of Amma Genomics, where a lot of tests on food adulteration and microbiome tests are conducted. And the knowledge of 5 elements is a traditional knowledge that has been passed on from our rishis. And here it's the Sankhya philosophy, where everything in the universe is dissected into 5 parts. So it becomes very easy for us to understand the concepts and also apply them to our own self. So we all work together and bring this awareness of the 5 elements, how these Panchabhootas help us to lead a happy life. And I'm not a doctor or any dietitian, but I have done MSc in biotechnology and I have science background with various natural health sciences, our ancient Ayurvedic science, and also I'm constantly in touch with great Vedic scholars. So I have this ancient traditional knowledge, and practical experience is what is most important. So that personal experience of healing I have. So I would like to just share with all of you whatever little knowledge I have with great pleasure. So the whole universe that we see is made up of these 5 elements, and so also our body. So there is a Sanskrit shloka which says Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande, and Yatha Brahmande Tatha Pinde. So what the universe is made up of is the same what we are, like a macrocosmos, and we are microcosmos. And the elements are earth, water, fire, air, and space. So these elements play a significant role in our body. So the combination of these elements show different characteristics in our being, different physiological health issues, and or very vibrant health. It all depends on the combinations how these elements are present within us. So when there is any imbalance, then the system gets into chaos. And in Unify, we say that we are not just this body, but we are also the mind, where we have so many thoughts that we constantly get, right? And we also are emotional at times. We get angry, we get depressed, right? So all those comes under the mind. And we are also the intelligence where we make decisions. Mind always wavers here and there. I want this, I want that. But it is the intelligence that brings it in line, and then we get into a line of pattern and we make the right decisions. So that comes from the intelligence, the fire element. So we connect all these with the 5 elements. The body is physical, which is very gross, we can feel it. It is the earth element. The mind is like water, it keeps flowing. Whatever container we put the water in, it takes that shape, right? So we connect that to mind and water. Then the fire element, which illuminates us, gives us clarity, is the intelligence aspect. And so fire element. And there is the air element within us, which we constantly breathe every moment. So that is the self-awareness, we say. When we say that I, the self, it is that I-ness we show with the forefinger, right? So that is the air element. And we are also the consciousness, which is the all encompassing, the space element. So which is one in all of us. So in this modern lifestyle, we have lost touch with these 5 elements, right? We have no touch with the earth element, like we don't walk barefoot. Always there is carpets or mats, something on the ground. And we are also not in touch with water element. We don't speak to the plants. That connection with nature is gone. We don't even speak with our family members or friends because we are so engaged and busy nowadays. So no question of connecting with nature, right? So all these things have led us into health issues. We have lost the touch with nature. We are going far and far from all these 5 elements. That's what is leading to all the health problems. I always say in Unify Naturally that we need to live naturally, love nature, learn from nature. Let us spend time with nature and live with gratitude towards nature. Because we are existing only because of these elements and nature. So in Panchabhoota healing, we say the healing happens at 5 levels. So first is water therapy, then earth therapy, fire therapy, air therapy, and space therapy. So we include all these 5 elements in our daily routine and diet, and hence the healing naturally happens because we are made of these elements only, right? So when we put these elements into us in the right proportions and in balance, then we automatically experience health. So these 5 elements have their own nature. So understanding their nature brings us clarity, and we will be able to recognize which element is missing within us and what element is predominantly acting because of which we behave like that, right? So for example, the air element will be drying and cooling. So when we experience any dryness in our body or cooling, we feel chill, we can sense that there is air element more in us. Or when we experience heat and boiling body, then there is fire element. So the nature of space is unconditional love, expanding, accommodating, right? It always gives us equal importance, and we all are included in that space, accommodates us. Then there is air element, which is always moving. It is drying in nature. It is localizing, means it enters wherever there is space, it will just get into that location. And it is cooling. Fire is the element of heat, where interactions, chemical reactions takes place. It's the heat element. Water brings transformation. All the changes that we see is because of this water element. Like from the time we are born, we have been changing. Now we are adults, then we get into elder stages. So all the changes that we see in the universe and ourselves is because of the water element. And then the earth element is the stable, the physical structures, the physical world we see, and our body is all earth element. So these elements we can sense through the sense perceptions. So all the 5 elements can be sensed through our 5 sense organs and sense perceptions. So through the nose we can smell, that is connected to the earth element, because as the rain falls or the fragrant food or anything like related to fragrances comes from the earth element, the ingredients from the earth. And these elements, as we see from earth to space, it goes very subtle. Earth will be very gross, we can experience it very vividly, and as we go minute level, the space will be like we can't even sense it. Water we can see, we can taste, we can touch, hear, but there is no smell. Fire won't have smell and taste, but other factors we can perceive. Air will just be, we can sense the touch, right? We can't see, we can hear the sound of air. And when we see the space element, only we can hear, like in a shell or in flasks and all, where there is space, vacuum, we can perceive the sound. And so we are so much dependent on these elements that we cannot exist without space. So the minute, subtle is the element, the more dependent we are on that element, right? So we cannot breathe and live more than, like, we cannot stop breathing for more than 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. That itself is a great challenge for us, right? We can live for a few hours without the fire element, if it is too cold or something like that, freezing temperatures. And we may stay for a day or two without water, like water fastings and all we do, right? And without food, we can stay, maybe drag it to a month or so. So the dependence is, as we go to the subtle level, we cannot even exist without space like that. The more important are these elements. But usually what we think, if we have any health problem, yeah, I'm missing this. We always feel what diet is I should take, what should I eat, what. Always we think about eating only, the food element, the earth element. But we just ignore taking more intake of air, the space, doing some relaxation and meditation, such things. So we'll see each therapy individually, what exactly we recommend in Panchabhoota healing through Unify. So in water therapy, we do this the first thing in the morning. That's why water first. So as we wake up, we consume 1.5 liters of water in the morning using mild flavors of herbs or spices of our choice. And because mostly we are made up of 72% of our body is just water. So when we consume this water, the whole system gets cleansed in the morning. So all the toxins that were released during our sleep, the liver does all this detoxification at night. So all those metabolic wastes that were generated will get flushed out. And so water soluble toxins are removed from our body. So this is how we do. I'll just... Here is the process of water therapy that is shown. First, we heat the water in medium flame. Once the water comes to boil, we will add the herbs of our choice into it. Then cover the lid of this vessel, keeping it slightly open. Once it boils for around 3 to 4 minutes, we can switch off the stove and close the lid. And next day morning when we wake up, we'll just warm the water again, filter it, and then consume. This is the process how we do every day as a water therapy, which cleanses our entire system. All the metabolic waste that were generated during the night gets cleansed by drinking this water in the morning. Thank you. So that's the way we do water therapy and cleanse our system. Next comes earth therapy, where it involves the food ingredients. Food is connected to earth element. So having nutritious, balanced food rich in antioxidants and polyphenols is recommended. So all the colorful foods will have more polyphenols, and like foods, we always recommend to have rainbow colors of foods. So all different flowers, the food items which have orange, green, red colors will have more polyphenols and antioxidants. They are filled with vitamins. And then food should, when taken, we should feel hunger within our stomach. Only then we should consume. We should also leave a quarter part of our stomach empty. That space is needed for digestion. And we should consume diversified food, where we include different kinds of grains, different vegetables, different legumes, pulses, seeds, nuts, leaves, in rotation, not just sticking to one grain like that, so that we will get all kinds of nutrients and different microbial diversity will be present in them. And then we recommend doing cleansing through castor oil and gallnut. Gallnut is haritaki. It's a herb which is used in cleansing, and it has lot of benefits. And also we recommend taking triphala, which is an Ayurvedic herbal combination, at night before going to bed. And this is done only for a month as a cleansing process. We also recommend in this process of cleansing, like doing once a week fruit juice fasting. So doing all this and taking fiber-rich food helps to detoxify all the hormonal detoxified products that are generated are excreted through the bile. And these fibers absorb those products and are flushed out of our system. That's how the detoxification happens. And in this process of cleansing through castor oil, fat-soluble toxins are removed. Like there are two different types of toxins. We are always exposed to environmental toxins and through food, water, air, right? So those toxins few of them will be water soluble, like they get dissolved in water and we can just get passed through urine. But then there will be fat soluble toxins which are dissolved only in fats. So castor oil helps there a lot. And then all the fat soluble toxins get removed from our system. So here is the video of it.
Of treating the root cause of the problem. Castor oil cleansing involves ingesting castor oil or gallnut decoction in the empty stomach. 75 ml to 100 ml of castor oil is mixed with equal quantity of freshly squeezed orange juice or lemon juice. So when castor oil is ingested in the empty stomach, presence of the oil will induce the release of bile into the duodenum. The bile from liver will also bring out the toxins along with it and is dumped in the duodenum. In the intestine, the toxins will be reabsorbed along with the bile. To prevent this reabsorption, keep drinking 1 teacup of hot water every 20 minutes. Water is not absorbed in small intestine, but only in the large intestine. Therefore, these toxins, along with the bile detergent soap and hot water, will reach the large intestine. Because of the castor oil's irritant nature, there will be an urge to empty the bowels. One has to go to the bathroom for 4 to 5 times to completely flush out the castor oil and the toxins.
It is amazing to know what a deep scientific understanding our ancient physicians had on the body physiology. Unfortunately, out of ignorance, we have stopped all these wonderful health practices and waste time and money being sick. A milder cleansing is gallnut cleansing. Gallnut is the shell of a fruit called haritaki or kadka. The cleansing is similar to castor oil. Here, 50 grams of the powder is boiled in water to form a decoction, and small bits of jaggery or brown sugar is added along with it and ingested in the morning, followed by hot water flushing. One could stop the flushing by drinking cold water or buttermilk free from fat. When feeling hungry after the cleansing, eat less spicy and less oil food for the rest of the day. Our ancient health doctors have prescribed a routine cleansing for our body once a month or at least a couple of times a year. Doing this castor oil and gallnut cleansing to remove fat soluble toxins is part of the earth therapy in the Panchabhoota.
Yeah, so that was the earth therapy where we do castor oil and gallnut cleansing. So the liver performs so many different functions. Like there are more than 200 functions that the liver functions, makes, and helps our system. It's like the mother of our body, takes care of everything. And so toning this liver also happens during this process of cleansing. And automatically all our organs start functioning efficiently. So then comes the fire therapy, where the heat is involved. When we do exercising, that heat element is evoked. Especially the walking is recommended morning and evening around 20 minutes. Then yoga, especially the Surya Namaskar involved, where there is lot of lymphatic circulation happening in the body, because of which the toxins are removed. Then during this process of exercising or doing all these activities, physical activities, the heat element is generated, and because of which lot of chemical reactions and metabolic processes takes place in our body. If there is no heat element, everything will be stuck. The body, there won't be circulation, whether it be blood, whether it be removal of toxins, or even our bowel movements won't happen if there is no movement. And so to keep our body and mind active, this fire element is needed. And so we become active. Our mind also functions very actively. Then comes air therapy, where breathing is involved, which we do every moment, and we cannot survive without the air element. And our breath is so much connected with our mind. If we are angry, our breath will be in different pattern. If we are happy, it will be different. If we are tense, it will be something else. So it is so much connected with the mind. So wherever there is agitation in mind, it is because there is no proper intake of breath. So pranayamam helps us to breathe fully. We don't ever breathe to our full lung capacity. So doing intentional breathing activity helps to oxygenate all the cells in our body, especially the brain. And it helps to rejuvenate our cells, and they start functioning efficiently. And while during the process of exhalation, all the toxins and unwanted thoughts, all negative emotions get released, and so the healing happens. Next, the final one is space therapy, where space is created within system. And so fasting is recommended. So when we fast, there is that emptiness created, right? There is space. And so our mind gets clarified, our body, the toxins are released, and so the cleansing happens at both body and mind level. See, nowadays we are so much engaged, so much stressed out, always we are busy, And so that stress causes so many unwanted chemical products and hormones that affects our system. So when we relax, when we do some meditation and fastings, the space element is generated within us, and then we start connecting with our true self that we spoke about. We are not just this body, but we are all this mind, intelligence, awareness, and the consciousness. So we start connecting to ourself, and there the healing happens. So space element is so important. Yeah. So Panchabhoota healing, the Panchabhutas being the source of us, the elements outside us and within our body. So they helps to maintain our health, balance our system, both body and mind. So whether the problem is anything, a minor thing like a headache or even till the cancer, all the health issues that we face are because of these imbalance in these 5 elements. And just accommodating and including all these elements in balance helps to bring the balance and rejuvenate ourselves and gives us the real health. Yeah, thank you all so much. If you have any questions, please ask now.
Hello, good morning, Neelima. You talked about the liver cleansing, about castor oil and Hartaki one, right?
Yes.
Need to do both or the one or the other?
We have to do it in alternative manner. It's like once we do, it is only one thing. If we have planned today castor oil means only castor oil. After 2 weeks, we recommend gallnet cleansing. And this is done initially only for 2 months. Like we alternate every 2 weeks. Once in 2 weeks, we do either castor oil or gallnut alternative way for 2 months, because in the beginning our body will have more toxins, right? So to remove those toxins and to bring our system in one condition, proper condition, 2 months it is done. And after that, once in 3 months or so we can do that, also alternating way.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Sure. See, even this cleansing, even though we take all organic food and live very healthily, take only good food and do pranayam, everything, still cleansing is required because the environmental toxins and all are present, right? We are naturally exposed to these toxins. And so these toxins, chemicals are, some are fat soluble. So only when we consume these fats, these toxins get dissolved and removed from our system. So it is very important to do this cleansing.
How do we know that we body have toxins for sure?
We
Is there any
will know.
indications that we can?
Yes, we will start experiencing them. We will start getting some headaches or toxins. Some way they have to come out, right? If we are not cleansing our system, some skin infections may come. So all these health issues that we experience, slowly, gradually, we get into all the health problems.
So in this also there is something called taking triphala at night and doing fruit juice fasting.
Yes.
That is not for cleansing, right? That is for like if you have a problem, or this can be done along with that castor oil, that cleansing.
Yeah, triphala is also like cleansing process which we take at night before going to bed. And this is also done only for 1 month initially to cleanse our system.
How much triphala we have to take?
It is like 10 grams, a teaspoon in 50 ml of water. So in hot water,
Warm water.
we put this powder in hot water. Once it comes to warm condition, we drink.
Oh, so you try to boil the water first and then put this powder
Just
and
like
then drink.
coffee decoction kind, yes. We allow
I
it.
heard there is a powder, there is something called Trifala Special, because that's what I kind of saw.
Mhm.
There is a difference between Trifala and Trifala Special.
Maybe I have
No?
not come
I,
across, but Triphala is the
okay, okay.
three ingredients that are present: amla, haritaki, and bibitaki. These are the three ingredients which are present. See, nowadays in market,
Got it.
so many things they make, right? Specialized. They'll add something and increase the price and project it as if a special item. But
Yeah. Got it.
and Triphala is not just for cleansing, it has very high amount of polyphenols, which helps us to correct our system, and it fights against the free radical damage that happens within us. Also, our microbiome will be corrected. And amla, which is a very important ingredient, is the highest rejuvenator and anti-aging for us. So Triphala is also very, very important aspect in earth therapy.
Okay. So 30 days you just take it and then stop after that.
Yes. We give a break. Our system will get into tuned, right? So we won't need regular everyday cleansing like this.
So you mentioned about some herbs that you need to take 1.5 water, that is water therapy, right?
Yes,
So
water.
basically you are doing that preparation in the night, in the morning.
Yeah.
And so you keep, for example, cumin water, right? You soak them for night, next day boil them and drink them. Is that how it is?
No, night itself we will boil them. So it will be ready in the morning, right? So we boil
So
the herbs.
boil and you have to keep it for whole night. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because all the herbs, the values from the herbs will enter into water, and also boiling in the morning, again it will take time, then it has to come to warm condition for us to take. So it will take time and process, right? So we keep the water ready. Also, these herbs, they also have polyphenols, right? And they are like postbiotics, which is the probiotics which are heated, the heated form of these good bacteria. So these herbs also will have a good bacteria, and when they are heated, they become like a postbiotics for us, and that also is an additional benefit.
What is the sarsaparilla and ginger root? Are they available here?
Yeah, they are
Ginger
herbs.
root powder?
Yeah, they are also different herbs. Sarsaparilla, we say in Telugu nannari. It will have a fragrance. It helps to cool down our body, correct our hormones.
Okay, nannari. Okay.
Yeah, various
Ginger
other
root.
herbs, even mint, coriander leaves. We can add any leaves also. Tulsi. So depending on our body type also we can choose. If we have
Okay,
cold and all.
Goa leaves,
Yes.
cumin leaves, and ajwain leaves, any leaves.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not like a decoction we are taking this. It's just mild, very little quantity we will add. Just to get those flavors and also the polyphenols present in all these herbs.
Hi, Nilima.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you for the presentation. It was very informative, very nice.
Yeah, welcome.
So yeah, thank you. So for the castor oil that you talked about, you said like half glass of orange juice. And what was the quantity of the oil? How much oil should we use?
Yes, it is equal quantity, and it's not compulsory to have orange juice and castor oil together. If we are able to consume just the oil also, we can consume. It's just because the
So
oil intake.
half the quantity will be lot of oil, right? Like if you think about a glass.
See, the recommendation for an adult is 50 to 100 ml. Like around 50 in the beginning, 50 ml would be sufficient to take. If
Okay,
the
got it. Thank
system
you.
is too toxic and we are eating lot of processed foods, junk foods and all, maybe 100 ml would be required. But in the beginning, you can start with 50 ml, 75 ml. And if you are able to take just like that, no need of even orange juice. After taking the oil, you can just put some lemon juice or orange juice on our tongue so that we won't have that oil taste in the mouth.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Thank you.
Sure. So first cleansing is done, and then when we put all the nutritious food or whatever we take, then the healing happens within ourselves. So always it is cleansing and then rejuvenating. That is the process. So through air therapy also cleansing happens, toxins are removed. Through space also it happens.
Right. So you shared like all these therapies, are they kind of do it yourself? So can I just pick up any one of them and do it, or shall I
No.
learn more before?
See, all these have to be done. Everything, all the 5 needs to be done. That is the concept in Unify. We are made of 5 elements, right? So for all the 5
Right.
elements, all the 5 therapies have to be practiced, and they're all simple, right? They're very practical. Every day we do that. All the 5 needs to be done. Only then healing happens.
I see.
Right. It's not one element. One element, if we just eat good food or if we just drink water or just do pranayam, no, it won't work. All
Mhm.
the 5 needed. I hope the concepts were clear. And if no more questions, we can end the session here. And from next session onwards, we'll take up directly get into the digestive health. Thank you all very much for your patience listening.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank
Nilima.
you very
Thank
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.